What's going on, YouTube? This is Ryan. You're watching Sailing Freestyle, and I'm doing a whole bunch of stuff so we can go sailing. Alright guys, I know I have been like a terrible YouTuber lately. Fact of the matter is, truth be told, to be perfectly honest with you, the weather, although it's raining right now, the weather has flipped completely, like 180 degrees in the matter of a week or two. And that has just got me jonesing for some sailing action. The lakes are all thawed out, been really nice out, and I just want to go sailing, so I have been scrambling like hell to get everything done that needs to be done to get this boat on the water. So I have not been doing a lot of filming, definitely have not been doing any editing, because I just want these projects to be done and over with so we can get out there and go sailing. So I apologize that I have not gotten an upload up any sooner. The whole galley episode is still on pause. I just put that whole project on pause just so we can take care of the things that needed to be taken care of, so that the boat is ready to go sailing. So real quick, I will walk you through some of the things that we've done, and then just roll a bunch of footage that I was able to capture while doing this. Let's see, got the motor out of winter storage, got it started, looking good. I dropped the mast the other day, and I put the cheek block on the mast instead of that other swivel block. Back to the original, back to functioning the way exactly it was supposed to be. I got a standoff bracket for the wind vane, so the wind vane is offset from where it was before. That way it does not spin into the VHF antenna that I got. Speaking of VHF antenna, we got new deck fittings for the VHF antenna and for the masthead light. And the masthead light, let's run up here real quick. Can you see it up there, maybe? I don't know. Trust me, it's on and it works. So that's all set and ready to go. We also got these cool horns I just installed. And I also redid the wiring for the navigation light up here. You can see that. So that required me to pop off this whole freaking pulpit area and rewire that. That was a big pain in the butt, but that's all done now. What else did we do? Oh, we fixed the spreaders. They were busted up and they got little booties on them now. So I got some footage of that. What else? Oh, check these out. New bunks on the trailer. I'm not sure if I mentioned in another video, but those bunks were all rotted out and there was like a big rusty ass bolt sticking up when I took it off the trailer before, and I ended up putting a band-aid on it by just wrapping a piece of line around that area of the bunk so the bolt would not rub against the hull of the boat. But anyways, we got the boat up off the trailer, put new bunks on, so that's all set. What else? I don't know. I tried to take a bunch of footage as much as possible of all these little random projects, so I'm just gonna put together a nice little montage for you right now, and we're gonna call that this latest upload. So again, I just wanted to get this up to you really quick, show you that I have been plugging away. I was able to capture some things. I just haven't been able to edit that other big episode to do with all the galley modifications, but it's coming up. We'll get there eventually, but our main focus right now is getting on the water. I know that's my main focus. I'm sure that's probably what you would want me to do anyways, because this is a sailing channel and we need to be out there sailing. Know what I mean? Alright, enjoy this episode. See ya. Alright, I am about to make a fitting for the VHF antenna. This is the part that goes up to the mast. And before it was just another wire coming right out of the deck, and then the hole was kind of sealed up. Not the best way to do it, in my humble opinion. So I got this little fitting here. So the plan is to put this into the deck, and then you have like a solid thing to connect this to. The only problem is the depth of the threads is not very deep, and the hull or the deck thickness is about, well, actually I measured it with this. It's the exact distance from here to here, and comparatively, that's how thick the deck is going to be. So instead of having a hole that's this big, we're actually going to need a hole that's that big, because this is going to connect like that, and then we're going to have to stick this down into it, seal it all up like that. So this is basically going to be pretty permanent. So that's the plan. That's what we're going to do. I think the first step is probably going to be to take our bare wire and connect this, which is pretty straightforward. You basically snip your wire. There's a pin in there that you stick into the middle of the wire, and then you kind of use a pair of pliers and crimp it down, all these little prongy things, and then you cinch everything up, and well, there's a little bit more to it from that. Yeah, no antenna, just static. At the antenna, we get a little bit of weather station. Happy way this little deck fitting came out. We're going to replace this old weather stripping with some new weather stripping that is like a rubber. Yeah, there we go, look at that. So much better, right? Alright, the next task I have here is to replace this light outlet. It wasn't really working properly, mainly because this end was all gunked up, corroded and stuff. So that needed to be replaced, so I got a new one here with the new plug part. So we're just going to replace the whole kit and caboodle here, so it's nice and brand new. This is what I got here. It is a C-Choice product deck connector. Looks like the part number is, I don't know, I'll leave a link, as always, in the description to this in case you need one of these for your boat project. So let's get going on it. Ready to go. You can actually you go. Now we got our new anchor light, NASA light, whatever you want to call it, plug all set, and we got our VHF antenna fitting all set. And yeah, this little area I think is good to go, completed. One more task checked off. Alright guys, I decided to stop at the lake today to see if it was thawed out. I think it's only been thawed out for 2 days, but as you can see, there's no ice on the water, and there's already people in their boats getting out on the lake. The lake is actually super high right now. The water never comes up this high. They are still draining it through the dam. So one of the things I needed to do really first thing this year is swap out the rear bunks on this trailer. Not sure if I don't think I showed this in any other video. Where am I here? So under there you can kind of see where I have some rope wrapped around that bunk. The first time I brought this boat out and finally had it off the trailer, once I parked the trailer, I realized that the bunk was all rotted out, and there was actually exposed bolt just kind of sticking up. And I was just like, holy crap, I can't put this boat back on the trailer with that bolt sticking up. So what I ended up doing is just wrapping that piece of line around that area so that bolt was covered up, and once the boat was getting back up onto the trailer, that bolt wouldn't be cutting into the bottom of the hull. So it worked out fine. No damage done, and I do know that because I took it out again the next day with my wife, and everything, the rope was still intact and the bolt never poked up. However, that is just a band-aid to that problem. So the real solution is to change out these bunks. I think the most obvious way to do that is to get your boat off the trailer and swap them out. I'm going to try something else though. I'm going to try to do it with the boat still on the trailer, and you might be wondering how I'm going to do that. And the way, at least I'm going to attempt to do that, basically raising the stern up, blocking it up, and then lowering it again, so to speak. Kind of hard for me to explain, so let me just show you. So I'm going to lower this all the way down, and that should, I don't know if you can see the mast maybe moving, but that should pivot on the trailer axle, and as the bow goes down, the stern should go up. So here's the problem I'm looking at with the way the hull of the sailboat's shaped. I've seen this done before with a power boat, but you have a planing hull boat that's really flat on the stern, so it's easy to throw some blocks right underneath it. However, with the sailboat, it's got more of a V shape. So if you just throw blocks underneath it, you're creating one pressure point. I mean, you can actually, perfect example, you can see exactly the way that block is sitting right now. If you drop that boat down, that corner of that block would be all the weight would be on that one pressure point. You just having somebody, you know, be like ready to poke a hole in the boat. We need to make that block at an angle so that pressure is dispersed over the entire surface area of that block and not just at one point. So I don't know if the answer is to maybe angle it up the way it is now and start throwing some other blocks underneath it to keep it at that angle. The only thing about that is I'm wondering, once that weight comes back down on it, is it going to want to push those other blocks out? So I think we're just going to try it, slowly lower it down, and then see kind of what happens and how stable it is. Well, it looks like hell, but I think it might actually work. No, we gotta do the same thing on the other side and slowly lower it and then see how all the pieces play out. A little bit, only like a fraction of an inch off the actual bunker trailer. That way if something does happen, you know, it's not gonna go very far. Alright guys, that's what I came up with. I don't know. Moment of truth. Let's slowly jack it up and see what happens. I'll give you a front row seat in case anything crazy happens, alright? Seems like it's staying pretty good, and the boat is actually coming off those bunks just like we expected to, so we'll keep going here. Alright, we're gonna start taking this rope and stuff off. What the hell? Seriously? This is just like a little block. It's like somebody knew something bad was happening here, but look at this. Ah, man. I don't even have to unbolt it, just pull it right off. Yeah, this is the bolt that was kind of scaring me. It's actually still kind of scaring me. I actually thought that was going to take a lot more than it did. Man, look at that bolt. That's a nice one, huh? Oh yeah. Yeah, that's a keeper. Alright, we got one bunk off. One more to go. And then we can make some new ones and get those on. Yeah! Got this other one off. This bolt was being a biatch. Might need to just be turned out now, but my neck hurts. My neck hurts from being stuck under this boat and going all crooked. Like, what's going on up there? Okay. So yeah, I think I just gotta turn this bolt out. It's not turning anywheres. I don't know why I got the southern accent in this video today. Y'all. Now, let me, I gotta put down the phone so I have two hands to work with here. Rusty flakes. Hey guys, new breakfast, rust flakes. Rusted frosted rust flakes. My favorite breakfast treat. Everybody likes rusted frosted rust flakes. All you do is add a little bit of milk and you have all the iron in your diet you can need. Alright, that's better. Alright, we got here a brand spanking new piece of pressure treated 2x4 lumber action. Obviously you want to go with pressure treated lumber, or you end up with rotten wood like this. And who knows, maybe this was pressure treated at one point and maybe it just doesn't last, you know, 20 something years. You would think it would though. But maybe, you know, being stuck under a boat doesn't have a chance to really dry out. I don't know. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't, but we're using the best we can get. Pressure treated from the Home Depot. So yeah, I'm just going to measure this up, figure out what the appropriate length is, and cut it accordingly. Alright kids, don't try this at home. If you're missing your safety guard, you shouldn't be doing this, alright? I am a trained unprofessional, alright? Only do this if you want to lose your limbs or your nipples. Match that angle up from the ridge. Should be good. We're gonna drill the holes for the bolts to go through, and we got some 1/4-inch stainless steel bolts that I had lying around. Ideally, I think you'd probably want to use a carriage bolt, because a carriage bolt you can kind of stick in there and it would catch and you could cinch it up on the other side. But I didn't have those lying around, and I'm not going to go to the hardware store because the hardware store is about 35 minutes away. So we're going to use what we got. Stainless steel, a bolt, 1/4-inch. It's the right size, a little bit longer than what we need, and it's also a screw type, but it's got a flat and a Phillips. So what we're going to do is we're going to countersink it with a bit that's the same size of the washers that I have, so that the head is not sticking up out of the wood, so that it's a nice flat, smooth, soft surface for that boat to glide up on. So we're going to make a small little countersink with that bit, and then we're going to drill a 1/4-inch hole in that so the bolts can go through, sit in the washer, and be a countersunk, all nice and pretty. Alright, it is the next day. Didn't have time to finish it up yesterday, so we're just finishing up here now. I got this one in, just needs to be bolted. The other one just needs to kind of be wiggled in and bolted, and then we should be good to go. Alright, they are all installed. Nice brand new bunks for this trailer. They look really nice if you ask me. So, yeah. All we have to do now is drop the bow down, lift the stern up, get the blocks off from underneath it, then jack it all the way back up, and the boat should fall right back on the trailer, and we will be good to go. Alright, and there you have it. She's sitting pretty right on those new bunks. Alright, one more project checked off the list. What's next? I don't know.
Next week on Sailing Freestyle, we'll install some horns, and we'll also lower the mast and get a few other projects done before we're able to sail for the first time in 2018. Hey guys, if you've been enjoying the channel Sailing Freestyle, please consider becoming a patron by stopping over at the Patreon page. Something as little as $1 a month goes a real long way in supporting this channel. And to all you patrons that I have currently, thank you guys very, very much. You guys are all rock stars.